How's it going, everyone? Bret Mix here from Macho Wrestling 101. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing good today. Today we're back for another WrestleMania review in the WrestleMania anthology, and today we go to Hollywood, California, March the 31st, 1996. It's WrestleMania 12. They played on the 20th Century Fox logo for the WrestleMania 12 logo. It's the Return of the Ultimate Warrior, it's Diesel, The Undertaker, and it's the Iron Man match between Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels. Those are the three main headlines going into this WrestleMania. Of course, they had the Hollywood Backlot Brawl with Roddy Piper and Goldust, and then a couple of other matches, but those were the golden ones. Let's get right to it. But first, I just wanted to tell everyone that my name is Macho Wrestling 101. I'm Bret Mix. Hit like and subscribe if you like my videos. I do them daily, so it would really help me out a lot. And let's get to some other facts. The Body Donnas defeated the Godwins in the pre-match. This was the finals of a tournament to crown new champions because the titles were vacant. So the Body Donnas defeated the Godwins in the finals. The Nacho Man defeated the Huckster as well, as those parody ads ran throughout WrestleMania and throughout 1996 Raws to try to get back at WCW for the stuff that they did to WWF. This was Vince's way of saying, I'm coming back at you. I'm making fun of you, how old you are. So yeah, they had a match before the event got together. This is the first night Sable or Mark Merrow would be seen, as Merrow had a backstage segment. Sable was Triple H's valet. This is the first WrestleMania for Triple H or Austin, and Mick Foley would debut the night after this on Raw on April 1st, 1996, when he attacked The Undertaker. Alright, so let's go. It's a six-man tag between Owen Hart, Bulldog, and Vader, Camp Cornette, against Mr. Fuji's Yokozuna, Jake the Snake Roberts, and Ahmed Johnson. This is a good six-man tag. You had power wrestler Bulldog and Ahmed. You had the sumos Vader and Yoko, and you had the aerial psychology there with Owen and Jake. Jake, a great seller, a master of psychology. Owen, a great aerial wrestler that can also do technique on the mat. So we had a lot of diversity and a lot of complex actions from all six men. There was frequent tags, so the action kept up pretty good. In the end, it was Vader, after Cornette got involved, who hit a Vader bomb on Jake after Jake tried to DDT Jim Cornette. Vader took him from behind, slammed him, and then hit a Vader bomb for the win at 12:51, and the heels will go over. Camp Cornette wins. I gave that match 2 stars and 3/4. It did have frequent tags and good action throughout. I like the diversity, as I said, from the different combination of styles, but it wasn't a great match. So 2 stars and 3/4 sounds fair. It could have been a few minutes shorter, maybe that would have been making it a good to great match, but it was just okay. Next, we got Savio Vega versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the reaction for Austin is priceless. It's nobody could care except for that one smart from ECW with long black hair and glasses. You see him in the main camera shot on the right side. He cheers for whoever was in ECW. Austin was coming right out of ECW, so. And Stone Cold was a cool character that slowly was catching on around this time. You saw some cheers for him at King of the Ring 96 before he even said Austin 316. So he was slowly catching on, and he was really gradually becoming himself. In this match, the referee took a bump, and Austin hit the $1 million belt to Savio twice, once on the apron and once in the ring. Austin got the win with the $1 million dream once DiBiase put a drink into the face of the referee, Tim White, and he eventually woke up. Austin got the victory, but this was a good match full of inside cradles, bridging out of suplexes, bridging out of pinning attempts, somersault into suplexes, into pinning attempts, chain wrestling. The guys would exchange hammer locks, torque the arm, modify it into overhead wrist locks. Over and over, these guys just tried to one-up each other, and they had good chemistry going back into even their in-your-house strap match, which would happen 2 months after this WrestleMania match. So, good chemistry there, and I rate this match 3 stars. The only problem is they tried to cut to the Roddy Piper Goldust Backlot Brawl, and they showed the O.J. Simpson footage during the match, and they tried to get Piper on the phone, and it really took away from the technical wrestling match that Owen and Savio were portraying and conveying to everyone. That's the only downside of that match. Next up, we have the Ultimate Warrior squashing Helmsley in a minute 36. Helmsley, as I said, brings a new Sable valet to the ring, who happens to be Sable. And he hits a pedigree right away on the Warrior. Warrior stands up and goes, ah! Then hits Helmsley at the clothesline and running power slam, and Helmsley is squashed at a minute 36. And I gave it a half a star for the irony. Next up, we had Diesel versus The Undertaker, sort of a second headlining main event. This was where Undertaker was still in zombie mode. He didn't get his fast striking offense that he did with Mankind back in like 1996. King of the Ring was the first time I remember him really laying out fast shots in the corner. I believe I'm right. I believe that's where it was. Anyway, there was this feud with Mankind that did that. Here, he still was in the zombie mode, so his offense wasn't so fast. Nash was in control in the middle of the match a lot, and that's when it went slow, because Nash, he'll even admit he only has his fewer 4 moves with Doom. So, Kevin Nash, the match was a bit slow in the middle, but Taker ended up hitting a choke slam and a tombstone pile driver. And overall, it was a good big man's match. I give it 3 stars and a quarter. Now to the main event. These guys paced each other very well. Bret and Shawn for the WWF title for Iron match, 60 minutes. A lot of controversy behind this. Could they have paced themselves better? If you took all the action from this match and you were to caption it in a 20-minute video, you would see how much they did in 60 minutes. It could have been cut down by 20 minutes or so, but there's enough material here to make this one of the best matches of the 90s. It's a classic for the right reasons. It can get boring, but if you like good ring work and good psychology, it's actually pretty profound how good of a match this is. When you look at technique, and you look at counter wrestling, and you look at the accurate precision of each move, and how they're protecting each other, it's quite remarkable, actually. So it's a lot of fun if you've got an attention span shorter than if you don't have the attention span shorter than a goldfish. You do need a long attention span for this match, though. I shouldn't make that hyperbole. You do need a bigger attention span, but it is a great match. I rate it 4.5 stars. Michaels won at 61:52, a minute 52 of overtime, with the sweet chin music, and then afterwards he tells the guy that he's dropping the title to, or the guy he won the title from, he says, "Get him the fuck out of my ring." He says that right on camera. You can read his lips. He tells Earl Hebner, when Earl Hebner gives him the title, he says, "Get him the fuck out of my ring." What a piece of shit Shawn Michaels was, man. No doubt. No wonder Bret didn't want to lose to him in Montreal. Shawn doesn't even want to. He tells him to get the fuck out of my ring. And that's just one of the reasons he didn't want to lose to him in Montreal. There was at least 20 reasons, and a lot of those were good ones. Anyway, that's a different video for a different day. This WrestleMania, I would rate 7 out of 10. There was enough here that made it a great WrestleMania. Not great as in one of the best, but if you compare it to all the other 11 other Manias, especially WrestleMania 11 the year before, it's great. But 7 out of 10 says it's good. Just good. And I'm fine with that rating. I think people would agree with me. If you don't, chime in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Even if you do agree with me, I'd love to hear comments on people's feelings on these WrestleManias I'm doing. Tomorrow we'll do WrestleMania 13, Heat. That's the event. That was the event's tagline back then. Heat. Before the show. Heat. So anyways, we'll see you for Austin versus Bret tomorrow. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. It was fun going back, reliving the Iron Man match. For WrestleMania 12, I'm Bret Mix, and I'm out. Thanks for watching, everybody. See you at the next one.